Hello, my dears. I'm Eleanor, and today I want to share a deeply personal tale, one of love, betrayal, resilience, and the gentle art of forgiveness. It's not just my story. It's a mirror for anyone who's ever had to decide whether to move on or let someone back in. I hope you find some comfort, clarity, or simply a moment of stillness in it. My name is Eleanor. I'm 52 years old and I live in a quiet cottage in the Cotswolds, surrounded by lavender fields and birdsong. 12 years ago, I married the man I believed I'd grow old with, Charles. We met on a train to Oxford. I was reading a book on French Impressionists. He leaned over and said, "Monet, isn't it?" Cheeky, really, but we laughed. And somehow, just like that, everything began. They say English ladies don't talk to strangers, but I did, and I'm glad I did. After a year of sweet courtship filled with weekend picnics and late-night conversations, we got married. I was youthful, full of dreams, and perhaps a little naive. I always fussed about my figure, though I wasn't overweight. Charles would say, "Darling, you're perfect now. Stop measuring your cheese." Charles wasn't a grand romantic. He didn't leave love notes or serve tea in bed. He tried once, but he spilled Earl Grey on my silk dressing gown. I laughed, but asked him never to do it again. He showed love in quieter ways. He'd phone from work and say, "Wear your boots. It looks muddy outside." That was Charles. We had 2 sons, Oliver and Henry. Charles taught them to honour me, and they did. He worked hard first in construction, then as a site manager, and eventually he launched his own firm. When he said, "You don't need to work," I turned to gardening, grew herbs, and even entered the local flower show. Our sons grew up. They married. And one glorious spring, I became a grandmother, little Charlotte. She had Charles wrapped around her tiny finger. One Friday, our eldest son rang to say he'd bring Charlotte to visit. But Charles said he couldn't work. Again. Odd. Then he said something that chilled me. I might stay at my father's tonight. His father had passed away 5 years earlier. I drove to his office. He wasn't there. The receptionist wouldn't meet my eyes. I overheard someone whisper, "Poor Eleanor. Everyone knows but her." My heart sank. I called Charles. He came home. I asked, "Is there someone else?" And he said, "Yes." Then came the choice. Would he leave or should I? "I'll leave," he said quietly. And just like that, my world fractured. I cried. At night, I couldn't sleep. I stopped eating. The house felt painfully silent. Then Mary, my dearest friend, turned up and dragged me, rather dramatically, to a children's hospice. The children were ill, very ill. And yet, they smiled. Their mothers, strong and composed, gave everything they had. Mary looked at me and whispered, "This is pain. Yours can be healed." That day changed me. I began volunteering, organizing donations, holding hands. The children brought color back into my life. Slowly, the light returned to my eyes. Years passed. One sunny March morning, International Women's Day, no less someone knocked at the door. It was Charles. He looked older, thinner. "May I come in?" he asked. "This is still your home," I replied cautiously. He sat, unsure of himself. "I'm sorry," he said, his voice trembling. "She left me. Lied. The child wasn't mine." I didn't know what to say. Mary later told me, he's lost everything, but that doesn't mean you owe him anything. Charles stayed in the guest room, quiet. He didn't push. He fixed the broken trellis in the garden. He noticed when the roses needed pruning. Still, I wasn't sure. When our granddaughter Charlotte visited and saw him, she squealed, "Grandpa!" Her joy was pure. She asked if we could all go to the park. I didn't want to, but how could I say no? At the park, she ran ahead and we sat on the bench. "Thank you," Charles said, "for letting me be here." I replied, "I haven't decided anything yet." He nodded, understanding. Time passed. He helped around the house. One day, he repaired the old fence. I watched from the kitchen window. He looked tired, but sincere, perhaps even remorseful. Mary asked me, "Do you still feel hurt?" I said, "Yes, but also peace." Eventually, I invited him for breakfast. "We need to talk," I said. He looked nervous. "I don't know if I can forgive you," I began, "but I'm willing to try." Tears filled his eyes. "I'll do anything, Eleanor. I promise." And over the weeks, we rebuilt something. Not the same thing, but something real. We laughed again. We talked. He apologized genuinely, consistently. I told him one day, "I forgive you, but trust takes time." He nodded. "Then I'll wait." And so we continue, one day at a time. Forgiveness isn't a gift we give to others, it's a gift we give to ourselves. If my story touched you, or if you're facing a similar crossroad, remember this: healing takes time, but even broken things can bloom again. Do share your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this space kind and open-hearted. Until next time, take care of your heart and your tea.